I just wanted to share for a couple of minutes with you one of the things I've really noticed about successful people, smart people, people that are happy, people that are exuding, I guess, a lot of the things that, I admire. And I think they're things that a lot of people in the world admire. The thing that I've noticed about these people is that they invest in themselves. They invest in their own personal growth and development and understandings. They buy books, they watch educational programs, they look at videos that are helpful. I mean, I've noticed this a lot because I've hung around with a lot of successful people over the years, and this is a common thing I've noticed, is this perpetual and constant desire for an appetite, is the word I was looking for, an appetite, a hunger for understanding. Now, I can tell you what to do in a situation where I might be an expert, and you might do what I tell you to do, and you might get the predictable outcome. But until you really understand, not just know what to do, but understand why you're doing what you're doing, then you won't have the same level of commitment to doing it. You won't feel it's as essential as perhaps you should at times when you really need to hang in there. And I don't know about you, maybe I'm just the odd person out of 7 billion, but when I begin to understand why I have to keep at something and do something and do things, then that why really keeps me going. There's a great guy out, and you can find him on YouTube, some of his free stuff, called Simon Sinek, and he's made a career of recent years out of teaching why we need to do things. Now, I don't intend to make a career out of why we should do things, but I do believe there's a very profound truth here, understanding why. And the thing that I want to understand more than anything else is myself. I'm constantly on a mission to understand myself. And when I understand why I have success, why I have failures, why I have joy and happiness, and why I don't have joy and happiness, why I feel peaceful, why I feel angry, when I understand why these things happen, then it empowers me to do the intelligent thing when I want something that I'm currently not experiencing. I mean, does that make sense to you? I hope it does. Now, I spent 3 years interrogating someone who's become my now good friend, Christopher Power, on the technology known as human design. And it's been around 2 or 3 decades now, if not longer. And Christopher's quite the expert. I call him my professor. And Christopher has been able to systematically and over time engage with me on this topic. And I've become convinced of the technology as a working tool. I like to think of it as a mirror. And when I look in a mirror, I see myself looking back at me. And if I've got, something on my forehead, or, something in here or something in here, I can get up close. I can even get a magnifying mirror and look really in depth at myself. I mean, isn't that why you look in the mirror? I mean, do you look in the mirror to look at someone else, or do you look in the mirror to see what's behind you? Well, I guess if you're driving your car, you do. You look in the rear view mirror. But, when I stand in front of my bathroom mirror, which I do just about every day of my life multiple times, I'm usually looking in there to clean my teeth, or make sure there's no sleep in my eyes, or, have a shave, or do something that involves me and the need for me to understand myself close up. And human design is, the technology of human design is a mirror that will show you yourself close up, but not the physical you, the energetic you. What winds you up? What excites you? What thrills you? What motivates you? What makes you happy? What makes you sad? What makes you satisfied? What makes you feel successful? What makes you feel bitter? All this is chemistry that's going on inside human brains that triggers these glands that release chemicals in us that make us feel joy, happiness, and all the rest of it. And these energies are entirely understandable, turns out. There's no luck and chance involved here. These are energies you can understand. And so over 3 years of interrogating Christopher and understanding this technology called human design, I began to become convinced of its efficacy. And in fact, Christopher and I, mainly Christopher with me just kind of being the newbie and chiming in with a few little quips here and there and some salient points as I could, and bringing to bear my own understandings of 4 or 5 decades of training people, educating people, helping people to understand themselves with different technologies that I knew and still do to this day. I've now mastered to a reasonable degree of practice anyway. There's lots more to learn, but a reasonable degree of practice, this technology called human design. And I want to recommend it to you. I believe that if you invest in yourself, okay, it's going to cost you a bit of money, and you can find out all about that on a website called www.teampower.business. If you go there, you'll find out all the details you need to know, how long it is, how many parts in the program. It's a self-study course, what you're going to get for your money. And, the most important thing you're going to get for your money is understanding of yourself. You're going to see yourself in a mirror like you have never, ever seen yourself before, I promise you. And that is going to empower you, because you are unique. You know that already, but do you know what particularly is unique about you? And I'm not talking about your physical looks. I'm not talking about your fingerprints. I'm talking about your energetics and the way you're wired up, the way your brain works, the way your mind works, the way your emotions work, the way your gut works, the way your instincts work, the way all the various energies inside you come together. And not only are you unique, but you are a unique gift to the world, and your world, your family, your friends, your business associates. You are able to show up as who you truly are instead of pretending to be someone else or feeling conditioned into having to show up as someone else when you don't really feel that way. This is going to set you free. This is going to basically wind up your clock in a way that's just going to empower you to chime right on time when you need to. You're going to be everything that you possibly can be when you fully understand who you truly are. So check it out, www.teampower.business, and see what you can do to invest in yourself and look in the mirror that shows you who you truly are and what you can achieve. Thanks for listening.